Hi guys, welcome to one more YouTube video, and this time I'm making that video on my 8 key points after backtesting more than 2000 historical charts of Nifty Bank Nifty. If you remember, a few days back I posted on my Facebook profile, Twitter and Telegram about backtesting more than 2000 charts in Nifty Bank Nifty and what are the key points I have observed after doing backtesting. After that post, many people have requested me for making a detailed video on my backtesting report. So finally I'm here making that video. So now coming back to the topic. First of all, what is backtesting? What actually meaning of backtesting? Backtesting is nothing but testing a strategy or testing a price behavior based on historical charts or historical data and predicting the future price movement. Just for an example, suppose you want to know how many times previous day high or previous day low acts as a strong support or resistance. So for that, when you do the back testing, you will realize how many times previous day high or previous day low acts as a strong support or resistance, and based on back testing you will come to know whether it is a strong support or resistance. Another example could be Virgin CPR. You want to know how many times previously Virgin CPR acted as a strong support or resistance. Suppose for example, if you see that Virgin CPR worked as a strong support and resistance on almost 70% of the time based on 2 years historical charts. So that itself is an edge for you, because next time when you see Virgin CPR and when price comes to that level, you know that previously around 70% of the time it worked as a strong support resistance, and when you take the trade you have confidence in you that yes, it worked almost 70% of the time, so this time also there is a high probability of working. So that is what known as backtesting. And importance of backtesting is same I said, it will give you confidence whenever you take the trade based on that logic. It could be anything. It could be pivot points, it could be CPR, it could be PDH, PDL, supply zone, demand zone, gaps. So there are many things where you can do backtesting on historical charts. Now the important question is how to do the backtesting. So there are two important types of backtesting people do it. One is automated backtesting based on the software. Another one is manual backtesting. Automated backtesting with software is much simpler to use because software will do everything and it will give you ready-made result of that strategy. But the second type, manual type, which is age-old method, and the manual type is very complex, time-taking process. You have to spend a lot of time to do manually backtesting on historical charts. And yes, I have done manual backtesting. I prefer manual backtesting because when you do the manually, you will see the result from your own eyes. But when you do the automated backtesting, there is a chances of error. But when you do manually, there is a less chance of error because you yourself is doing it. So you have seen that I have done more than 2000 charts manually. It took me more than 2 weeks and I spent a lot of late nights to manually backtesting these charts. But if you want old charts, 3 years, 4 years old chart, then you have to manually save the charts after every trading day. And that is what I have been doing for last 4 years. Every day after market closes, I make it a point to save Nifty Bank Nifty charts in a folder, and that folder I share it with my webinar students. If you attended my webinar or if you are planning to attend my webinar, after the webinar you can send a mail and I would be happy to share that historical charts of Nifty Bank Nifty, which has more than 2000 chart, which is from last 4 years. So that is how I have done the backtesting, and I have observed that main important 8 key points which works very well in Nifty Bank Nifty. So what is that 8 key points? That we'll see it once we go to the charts. So now without wasting much time, let's go to my laptop and let us see what are those key points. Let us discuss that along with the charts. For 5 minutes time frame, you can't go and check the charts of 3 years back, 4 years back. For example, here I have a Bank Nifty chart which is on the daily time frame. This is a daily time frame, not 5 minutes time frame. And you can see that from this current day, if you want, you can see even 10-year-old chart. For example, this is the year 2013, and you can see the candlestick on daily time frame. But same time, if you want to go on 5 minutes time frame, for example, this is the 13th February 5 minutes time frame chart in Bank Nifty. Suppose you want to go 1 year old. If you want to see January 1st, 2022, that means more than 1 year old chart. If you want to see the price action of January 1st, 2022 in Bank Nifty, let us see whether we can see it. And see here, you can see it only from 17 January 2022. From 16, 15, you will not get it. That means it has a limitation. You can see it This is the January 17th. You can see only up to 20,000 bar. So if you want to check the historical charts of December 2021, then you will not get it. Anything December or before that, you will not get it in TradingView on 5 minutes time. That's where I said if you have a collection of historical charts, then you can see what happened 1 year back, 2 years back, 3 years back, 4 years back, and all this. And this is what the historical charts I was talking about. So you can see that these are the historical charts month wise, year wise. So this entire collection of historical charts is from last 4 years since 2019. Even you can see that I have year 2018 also. But 2018 I don't have the full year, but 2019 from the January onwards till today, I have all my historical charts. For example, if you want to know the price action of 2019 in the month of April, and if you click it, you can see that entire month Nifty and Bank Nifty charts you can see inside. That is how I saved every day for last 4 years, and I made a folder so that whenever I want to do something back testing, I can see it here, because I know that TradingView has a limitation. It doesn't give you 3 years, 4 years hold and all this. So that is why it is important to have the collection of historical charts. And this is the historical charts which I said I share it with my webinar students if they request for it. So this is the screenshot I have taken from my Telegram channel, where I have posted these 8 points I have observed after doing backtesting with Nifty Bank Nifty. Let us now come to the first points which I said supply and demand zone is the most powerful among all. So what I have seen after doing the backtesting, I've done on everything gaps, I've done on PDH, PDL, CPR, 20 EMA, everything. What I've seen that which can work very well on the chart, which is the most accurate, is supply and demand zone. This comes the top. If you focus more on supply demand zone when you are doing day trading in Nifty Bank Nifty, you can have a edge. And for that, you can have a daily time frame candle as a reference. Now let's go to the charts and let us see what actually I mean by supply and demand. Okay, for example, this supply and demand, it is better to refer daily time frame chart which can give you a better picture. So what is the supply and demand? So that means for supply, for example, you should look for candlestick like this. You should look for candlestick which has a big red body and candlestick which have very minimal wicks, this one, or no wicks. That means clean shaven body. That means no wicks on the both side or no wicks on the upside or a very small like this. Such candles are very powerful. So that means whenever price comes to this candle high, then you can see that most of the time it can get reversed. So that is what I mean by supply zone. For example, this candle had very small wicks, right? So this kind of candles are very powerful, and you can mark a horizontal line on that and look for the price action. And remember, in this video, I am not discussing strategy and all this in detail, because this is not a strategy video. This is only 8 points just to give you understanding that which works better on Nifty Bank Nifty in day trading. Strategy and all not discussed, because if I start discussing strategy for each points, then it can go for 3-4 hours video. So due to time constraint, I'll just try to make it as shorter as possible. And for demand zone, look for this kind of candlestick which has a no wicks or very small wicks. So this kind of candles low, you should look for the price action which is a strong demand zone. So it is not that every time that level will work as a strong support. Sometimes it can break also. If it breaks, then you can expect a huge movement like this. So this kind of candlestick I prefer. On the upside, small wicks is fine. On the downside, there should be very small wicks or no wicks. For example, this candle, you can see that hardly there is any wicks, and you can see that after this next day market opened, Bank Nifty opened with a big gap down, and where exactly it took the support. So that is what I was telling you, that supply and demand is one of the very powerful I've seen, which comes top of the 8 key points. Second one which I have seen that works very powerful, that is the gap border. Gap border is the next one which I have seen, which is very powerful. If you know properly how to mark gap borders, that can give you edge in day trading. Let's go to the chart to see what actually I mean by gap border. For example, this is the chart of 5th May 2022. 5th May, you can see that it made a huge bearish candle closed here. And next day, that is 6th May, you can see that there was a gap down opening and it made a gap here, right? It made a gap here. So that's what I said. Gap borders have seen one of the very important. So it created a gap here. And for next few days, market could not fill that gap. And you can see that finally on this day, that is 26th May 2022, finally that gap was broken. And once it was broken, how big that move was, right? How big that candle was. And if you have traded this day, once going long, once gap border is broken and keeping a target on another gap border here, that would have given you good profit by going long on breaking this gap border, right? So that is what I mentioned here. Gap borders are next most powerful. Once gap border broken, then move can be massive most of the time. Okay, remember all these are not the magic points that 100% of the time it works. It's a high probability. So remember that this is not something like magic that every time it works. Third one is previous day turning point in 5 minutes time frame, most powerful when price mostly makes a reversal. Okay, not all the time it makes a reversal. I'm sure most of you may not heard of this point, turning point, right? Many of you know that PDH, PDL, supply, demand and all this. But turning point is something I'm sure most of you are hearing it for the first time. For them, just let me show you the chart, what actually I mean by turning point. Okay, this is the 10th February Bank Nifty chart on 5 minutes time frame. So you can see that what happened on 10th February, it opened with a bearish candle, then started coming down and took the support near the CPR and made a huge bounce on that day, right? And you have marked the previous day high and previous day low, thinking that that would be strong support and resistance. Next day, what happened? Next day, candle opened with a bullish candle with a gap down below the previous day close, and CPR is here, right? Here is the CPR. And what you have done, you have went long here. You kept your stop loss below the candle, thinking that CPR is like a magnet. Most of the time, price goes to the CPR and you are taken a long. And after your long trades, you started going for some time and suddenly reversed and your stop loss hit. It did not go till the CPR. And you kept wondering what happened, why it reversed, because previous day high is here, previous day low is here. So you kept wondering previous day high here, previous day low here. Next resistance for this candle only here where there is a 20 EMA and CPR, but still it reversed. Without any reason, it reversed. Why it reversed? For that, you need to know there is something called turning point. So for that, you have to go to 5 minutes time. For example, previous day what? Previous day, where is the breakout happened? Breakout happened in this candle, right? So what you will do next day, along with the previous day high, previous day low, you will mark this level also. That is called turning point. So had you marked this level, then you will know that, okay, previous day high resistance, CPR resistance, 20 MA resistance, but there is a turning point resistance also. That is where Bank Nifty reversed. Next, I have seen that CPR is next powerful. Most of the time, CPR can work as a strong support or resistance, but not purely to analyze the trend. Frank Ochoa very highly talks about analyzing the trend of the market based on CPR. He says that narrow CPR means most of the time market goes in a big trend, and wide CPR means market stays in a sideways. Though I am a big fan of Frank Ochoa, but I don't agree with him about the analyzing the market behavior because CPR is narrow. I've seen that CPR is most powerful as a strong support and resistance rather than just focusing on direction of the market. For example, let me discuss the chart 10th February 2022 Bank Nifty chart. You can see that Bank Nifty opened with a bearish candle started breaking this swing low and made a bearish candle here. So if you are a price action trader, you will think that, oh, this support was broken. Now Bank Nifty goes down. But you can see that suddenly it reversed, right? Why it reversed? For that, if you had CPR, then you would not short this red candle. So you can see that when you plotted the CPR, you know that there is a CPR support, then you would not go short because CPR can be one of the strong support resistance. But just based on taking the direction, because CPR is narrow, mean it will be trending day, that I have seen there is no much edge in that. Next one, 0.5 is 20 MA. 20 MA I have discussed in my earlier videos also many times. One of the powerful support resistance. Though I am not a big fan of indicators and all this, I am a more of price action trader. But only indicator which I trust is 20 MA, which I've seen working most of the time when it is sloping. If it is broken, such days normally can lead to trending day. That is also I have seen 20 MA. If it is broken on daily time frame, then it can lead to trending day most of the time. Now let us go to the chart and let us have a look at it. After trading below 20 MA for many days, whenever it breaks, then it could be a big trending day. For example, you can see that many days it was trading below the 20 MA, and the day when it is broken, it made a huge trending day. Yes, here you can see that it broken it, but that day was not a huge trending day. It was a small candle. So that's why I said everything is a probability. This day it was not a huge trending day, but this day you can see that there was a huge trending day after breaking 20M. So another thing is that 20M has to be sloping. This is the sloping 20M. But here you can see that this is not a really sloping 20M. You can see that it's more of a flat. Flat 20 MA doesn't have that much importance. So what I mean to say that this is a sloping 20 MA, and you can see that many days price comes near the 20 MA, get resistance and trading below it, and one day one candle comes and breaks the 20 MA, starts going up above 20 MA. Such days you can expect a trending day. Next is late afternoon swing high and swing low. I've seen is the most powerful. What I've seen that late afternoon swing highs or swing lows, most of the time it can be most important support resistance. So this is the late afternoon swing high and this is the late afternoon swing low, and you can see that somewhere here only price took the support. It has to be major swing high swing low, not the minor swing high swing. Minor swing high swing lows are not that much important. And next is 7th point. PDH and PDL powerful only when it is matching with supply and demands or swing high low, etc. Taking trades purely on PDH and PDL has a less probability. Many traders do the mistake of just taking the trade near the PDH PDL. So what I mean to say that when PDH equals to supply zone, PDL equals to demand zone, then it is very powerful. For example, this is 30th January 2023. This is the PDH and this is the PDL, right? Both are important supply and demand zone. For next day, 31st December, yes, taking short here would be high probability based on PDH, because it was not only PDH, it was a supply zone also. So that is what I mean to say. PDH equals to supply zone or PDL equals to demand zone, then it is high probability. And last point, pivot points daily and weekly can be referred to as only reversal points, take profit level, but not as pure strategies. For example, this is the 18th of January 2023 chart in Bank Nifty. If you went long here near the CPR support, when you see that there is a bullish candle forming near the CPR support, then after the CPR, next resistance as far as pivot points is here, right? This is the R1 pivot, that is the next pivot point resistance. So from here, if you go long, this can be pivot point, can be R1 pivot, can be referred as a place where you book your profit if you went long here. But just taking a reversal trade because there is a bearish candle, or taking a long trade because it has broken, so that doesn't give you edge. So that's what I mean to say that daily pivot or weekly pivot, take it as a level where you can book your profit, but just going long or going short because there is a bullish or bearish candle doesn't give you much edge. So these are the 8 points which I wanted to discuss in this video. And I have not discussed any strategies, only I have discussed the 8 important points. Due to time constraint, I have discussed very briefly about these 8 points which I have seen working very well on Nifty Bank Nifty most of the time. So that is what, if you are really serious about trading, then you have to do the back testing, you have to go to historical charts, and you have to see how price behave at these levels, and that can give you confidence in the live market. So that's it about this video on 8 key points after backtesting more than 2000 charts of Nifty and Bank Nifty. If you are a trader like me who like to trade in Nifty Bank Nifty most of the time, and if you are serious about trading, then you have to be ready to put effort and time in doing backtesting. If you are not ready to put that effort, if you have a gambling mindset that every day market opens, either you buy call or puts and hope that market goes in your direction, then that is not trading, that is just gambling. Just like any other profession, it can be sports, it can be arts, it can be anything. People who are successful, people who are reached top, once upon a time they also worked very hard to develop their skill, to sharpen their skill. That is why they have reached that position. Success doesn't come without hard work, without effort. So you must have seen that how much time I must have spent on backtesting 2000 charts, that also manually, right? So that is the kind of passion one needs to have to become a trader. So that's about today's video on backtesting in Nifty Bank Nifty. If you want to learn more about price action, more about trading in Nifty Bank Nifty, then you can consider joining my upcoming day trading webinar, that is 25 day trading strategies in Nifty Bank Nifty, where I discuss 25 high probability strategies in Nifty Bank. But remember, strategy is not everything in trading. Also important is risk management and trading psychology. Just by joining one webinar, no one can become successful. It all comes with practice, experience, and screen time. Along with that, also important is risk management and trading psychology. So that's it, guys, about today's video on backtesting in Nifty Bank Nifty. If you are very new to my YouTube channel, go below this video and hit the subscribe button. So that's it, guys. I'll see you soon with a new video. Until then, bye and take care.